Hello? 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 Okay, so I'm just trying to
I'm
do
just
a
trying to
mic
do a
check real
mic
quick.
check. Whew. What about now? Can you hear me now? Let me get my weed smoke. Okay. Damn. So I think this is lighter. but it ain't really his. Okay, so. It's getting hot. So we're going to do a reading. I have a song called Plastic Love by Trinity Time Travels, available on all streaming platforms. All right. Let's see. Girl, I ain't looking great. It's all right. Let's put this little thing in. I can finally put my hair in a ponytail, y'all. All right. So these powerless peons, they on the rise, child. They acting up. They acting a fool. Because that's just their compartment. So um we won't be reacting to anybody's foolishness. Because there's no because the devil is a liar. Okay? And the devil came to steal, kill, and destroy your peace. That's all they want to do. And be insignificant. It's like you trying to come through and destroy peace and be insignificant at the same time. Pick a struggle. Pick a struggle. Find something safe to do. That's what you got to tell the devil. Find something safe to do. Because this ain't gonna be pleasurable for you. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be pleasurable. You know? Okay. Whew. Tell your enemies to find something safe to do. That's all. Just find something safe to do. You know? Because these little cretins, they'll be standing outside your window, standing outside your doorstep, waiting for you in tents, just see the mouth on there off the side of their jawlines and everything. It's like, you need to find something safe to do. Take me back. Hey, get over it. Going crazy, losing mind, losing time, losing space, losing influence, losing their waistline. Okay, losing everything about them that they thought was pretty divine. They just about to lose everything. Why? I'm about to tell you right now. Because instead of going off and finding something safe to do, they want to play. They want some attention. They want some attention. They want to play. So they want so much attention and validation. We're going to give what they're looking for. We're going to give them enough attention and validation and tell them exactly where to go and what to take with them. Okay. You know. Ooh. Sure. Yeah, so that's a everything these powerless peons do has been blocked, has been blocked, redirected, rerouted, and they just can't accept it. I see prison. I see prison coming into play for some of these peons because they just can't figure it out. They can't get it together. I see lackluster meals in their future. I'm seeing nothing but disruption, discoordination, and a lack of stiffness, a lack of discipline, understanding, a lack of usefulness. I see nothing but lack in the lives of powerless peons to who want to company me, also the collective, the time travelers. Nothing but nothing but reframed narratives and blocked seasons coming from them for those heathens. Nothing but undue reasons and blocked seasons coming for the heathens. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. They did it to themselves. They brought it all upon themselves. So that's what it is. That's why they be out there losing their mind, going crazy, going with these spouts of Tourette's, arguing with everybody, fighting, enraged. That's that rage demon. All them legions of Cretans and heathens attached to them. They angry. So when you got all them demons stuck on you, a lot of them demons come from different timelines, and so they're all trying to fight to get governance over the peonic, powerless peon's mind. So that's why they always at war. You be able to look at somebody like, why do you wake up angry? You always angry. They're fighting their demons. Demons are fighting them. Demons are fighting each other. It's all out warfare. That's all they think about is war, crime, disenfranchisement. They're never going to be at peace until they actually deal with what they need to deal with, which is getting an exorcism. That's number one. They need exorcisms. They need to be in somebody's straitjacket, or they need to be in somebody's church house getting baptized or getting exercised. Okay, because they always trying to be in the gym exercising. No, they need to exercise them demons out their minds. Because no matter how good you look on the outside, if on the inside you at war and you battling just to keep your mind together, you're in trouble, honey. Okay, you're in trouble, honey. You have succumbed to the fallout. Congratulations. You are now among the walking dead. Okay. Just looking fucked up in the game. Okay. Drinking water and still looking dehydrated. I had to take a sip of water at that point. Looking fucked up, Nothing good is coming for the powerless peons because they spend most of their energy trying to fuck up somebody else's life, trying to antagonize somebody else, trying to come to somebody else's life and antagonize. Do you see how that works? And then you wonder, all you do. See, I learned this a long time ago. And all that. Right? People who are addicted, scammers who are addicted to the thrill, addicted to the conquering or the dominating of another person's goodness or wellness. You wonder, all this destruction you coming through, acting like you cleaning up shit, always coming acting like they doing something good, right? But they come and they're always leaving a trail of destruction behind them. Why? Okay, because it's a spirit of destruction. That's why it's never good to look at people when you see them on a trail of destruction and think they got the answer for you. No, they're the problem. Never look at people causing you problems for the solution. It's not going to work. Okay. See, a lot of people, especially powerless peons, they create disharmonious situations so you can look to them because they really don't have a lot to offer. But whatever you have, they want you to come put it in their hand to help with the destruction that they created, to help clean up the destruction that they created in your life. See what I'm trying to say? So it's a strategy for the powerless peon. Oh, the powerless peon don't have much. nothing worth having. So what they do is they come and create havoc in your life so they can take halfsies, like that's mine. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a form of racketeering. You know how you never needed security ever in your life, and then here comes some muscle bound ass who's coming up talking about some. You might need some protection, and here the neighborhood is getting pretty rough. Well, I've been here for 20 years. I never had a problem. All of a sudden, your shit burned down, and here they come. See, we told you about the increase in crime in the neighborhood. You know, why don't you pay us and make sure nothing ever happens? That's how these demons operate. That's how the powerless people operate. They do this to gain power because they have no power to wield. Yeah, and it's quite honestly, just hilarious until they get hemmed up by the real gangsters, the police, and the FBI and the army. Okay, and people with big guns and know what to do with it and you can legally do. They don't have to do things legally. They just come through and just murk you, and then it's stamped off on the piece of paperwork. See, that's what the powerless peon don't understand. They want to mimic power and act like they somebody's protection or police guard. Ain't got no kind of uniformation. Ain't got no uniform. Ain't got no uniform. Ain't got no formation. Ain't got no guns. Ain't got no money. Ain't got no politics. Ain't got nothing behind their foolishness. They want to come and fuck up your peace and disturb your peace because what? They're powerless peons. They're peonic. Isn't that ironic? So, you know, tell these powerless peons to find something safe to do. But they felt because what they failed to realize is that they're facing multiple sentencing. Okay, they didn't already been judged. They was prejudged before they even committed the crimes because we're our timelines are we move backwards in timelines, so we already know your energy signature. You want to be a cowardly a cowardly criminal and a powerless peon. Ain't got no respect. Ain't got no respectability in your gangsterisms. Okay, you're harassing women and children because you're powerless, and you're out here trying to create this spiritual racketeering system when only thing's gonna happen is you're gonna get fucked up. Tell these fools to find something safe to do. See, some people, especially powerless peons, let me give you an example. Y'all know how boxers they walk around and they're looking for a good competitor, and along their search of a appropriate and equitable competitor because they have hands that will kill you. They're trying to find people like them, people who have the same training, people who are the same weight, people who are in the same league as them. You see what I'm trying to say? To make good, to do business in good faith. Okay? That's good faith business when you're dealing with equitable terms. A lot of powerless peons will now then see some big masculine muscle bound man walking through. No, they can't fight him. No, you can fight, but knowing they're gonna get their ass beat, but still run up. And why they run up? Because they're powerless otherwise. They have no other way of getting attention. So they hype themselves up, start doing the dimensions, start calculating, start, doing this, trying to, see their reach and all that, and talking real loud, hyping it up, bringing the crowd in. Come see me, watch me beat this guy ass. Let's just say Mike Tyson, right? Can you imagine how many powerless peons went up to Mike Tyson, ain't got not one contract for first, not one punching bag for the second, not 1 ounce of fight in their blood, but they want to walk up to Mike Tyson talking a whole bunch of bullshit that don't matter nothing. That's how these powerless peons do. Okay. They're gonna run up on you and get knocked smooth the fuck out. But see, it don't stop there though. Once they run up on you, get knocked smooth the fuck out, what they do next? Play the victim so they can sue you. So a powerless peon, from start to finish, is a powerless peon. That's why when you deal with a powerless peon, you got to make the consequence so great that you know what they say. The juice won't work for squeeze. The juice ain't work for squeeze. So yeah, I'm gonna run up on Mike Tyson, and I might get some money out of it. But I know Mike Tyson ain't gonna play, and he's gonna crack my whole face open. So no, Mike Tyson ain't gonna pull back and just love tap. No, they know Mike Tyson got a couple screws loose. You should have found something safe to do. Mike Tyson gonna sit up there and knock you. He's gonna knock your skull into the next dimension. Okay, and keep walking and pay you that million or pay you that 2 million so you can get something. You're gonna be spending all the money you get on continuous space reconstruction. Why would you prefer to do that rather than finding something safe to do? Now you split into two different worlds because you want to sit up here and be a powerless peon and act upon your peonic behaviors. No, should have found something safe to do. I said all that to say this. These people, when they're coming against you, trying to rally up with folks, trying to talk bad about you, trying to rally up people to, join them in their foolishness, don't ask no questions. Don't ask why that person believed that person. Don't ask why they're going on the side of the powerless peon. Whoever the powerless peon can gather up, let them gather them up. Don't defend yourself. Don't come and fight. Don't argue because they're only going to switch. Then it's going to be you and the powerless peon on the same level right now like this. When you know you're not the same, but you in the attempts of you trying to defend yourself now, all of a sudden, the powerless peon got what they want to make it appear as though y'all are on the same, as though you guys are equal, and you're not. And then how do you win? You win by just maintaining your peace. You win by not winning. That's how you win. Winning is a loser's game for powerless peons. Because even when they lose, they feel like they're winning. So you might as well start the made up competition off as the loser. Okay, I'll just be the loser. Go off. That's the only thing that's going to protect you from the wiles of the powerless peonic person. Okay, because their ways are so mystical and mystically delusional. You'll never be able to get through all the fog. Don't even bother. Just if they come up and you can't do that, give them that consequence that it just knocks their souls into two different stratospheres. Just knock them out cold and clean to where they ain't gonna come back. They can't. You didn't gather your evidence to the point where it's like, if you try it, it's your suicide. Are you and the thing about it is too, don't be confused when the powerless peon know they're gonna commit suicide coming for you and they still come. You know why? Because a lot of powerless peons don't want to be on this earth plane. They do not want to be amongst the living. They believe in their mind that because they're so fucked up in this timeline that they're going to go off to the next, that you're going to punch them off into the next dimension, and then they're going to wake up they're going to wake up a sheep, like because they got punched out by you. Yeah, I got murdered by God's child, and so that I have divine right to be a king in this dimension right here. So I wasn't shit when I went against Moses. So you know what that means, right? I was Moses' adversary, so I'm Pharisees now. No, that's not. That's not how it works. Bump, dummy. Like that's not how it works. You don't level up as you get knocked out. Like no, you don't just. I woke up and I leveled up. No, that's not how it works. You're going to go to a more irrelevant existence. And you're gonna be even madder because you're gonna be knocked out. You're gonna be dazed and woozy. You're not gonna remember your past lives. You're not gonna know how you got where you at, and you're gonna wake up fucked up. Find something safe to do. But them demons get your soul knocked out your body. Okay, just mischievous. It's just and I be feeling bad sometimes for the powerless peons because I know they can't help themselves sometimes. It's hard. It's hard on them, It be hard on them, y'all. They feel a rage, jealousy, and competition spirit. You just got to look at them sometimes. You feel so bad for them. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I be feeling so bad for them, y'all. I be like, dang, you fucked up in the game. They never get it. And listen, don't bother trying to help them either, because if you help a powerless peon gonna be a powerless peon, whether you feel sorry for them or not. Because once you get to feeling sorry for them, try to help them out, try to upgrade their situation a little bit, try to help them level up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get them some semblance of some sort of character, integrity, or something like that. Don't even bother. A lot of them. If helping them only comes with them competing against you with the tools you gave them, it's like, man, those type of people, they far gone, they out of there. You got to let them go, because in their mind, they thinking from a reptilian standpoint, a snake skin standpoint. They're thinking like, well, I was a snake. Y'all know that old saying. Like, I was a snake. Why you get me across the river? You should have go ahead, because for them, if they didn't need anything from you, they would have been sniped you out to get and take what they could just go. So they don't understand or respect the reason why you are putting your life at risk to help them. That's why in their mind, they gonna find a way to justify harming you. So it don't matter if you give them the justification or if they just create it. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna find the justification as to why they're gonna step on you and leave your dead body on the side of the road after they're done using you up and lying and manipulating. Because for a powerless peon, that's just how they operate. They could have been born like that, unfortunately, or which is still not your business or your concern, or their past experiences could have made them like that, right? But it doesn't matter, because even if you've been hurt in the past or traumatized in the past, you still have a choice every day not to repeat that cycle or that dysfunction into another person's life. Okay, as a person, as a human in this realm, it's our responsibility to make sure that we get the help that we need before we go attaching our drama and traumas onto other people. So yeah, it's not your responsibility to put your life in danger to help somebody who's clearly traumatized and being traumatic to wherever they touch. That's not your responsibility. Sometimes it does feel like, oh, maybe I should help the powerless peon because we're empathetic, right? A lot of us are empaths. A lot of us are, feel heavy, very sad for people. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you just kind of you want to help somebody. Sometimes help them from a distance. Don't let them get too close. It's like an infection. You know what I'm saying? These people are infected with anger, heartbreak, emotion, a spiritual identity theft. You know, all types of different things these people are infected with. You know what I'm saying? You get too close, then guess what? One of them that a little germ gonna pop up on you, and then you're gonna start to feel it. Your life gonna be affected. Your mindset is gonna start to wane. Then they're gonna start trying to convince you to be a no good, trifling ass, cowardly criminal, and try to get you to in dirty things that you know that now they know that you're infected. You're gonna have to taste it. You know how like when you have a cold or flu, your taste buds change. Same thing spiritually. You might have a different taste for different things now, or the things that used to satisfy you before, or used to aliven you or nurture you before, don't work anymore. Now you need a little something a little stronger. And now, in order to cover that symptom, you need something now. And so now you're doing all these different things. You didn't pick up all kinds of sexual addictions. You didn't pick up all kind of lying addictions, all kind of manner of manipulative ways to get what you want rather than just going a straight route and doing the hard work and doing what needs to be done with integrity. And so, and then the more you get, the more you get away with your scheming and your scamming. Then the more you do and the more you do, and then you just become numb to it. That's basically the origin story, right, of the powerless peon child. They don't want you to know that because they want company, like vampires. Vampires always, they know they're immortal. They like that about themselves, but they hate that they have to continue to harm to keep hope alive or whatever. So it's like a love and hate relationship that they have, but they can't just have existence alone. So what they go out and do, they go recruit. And don't y'all notice in all the villain movies, or whatever, why do they go pick the most innocent person? The reason why they go pick the most innocent person, such as like somebody who has faith in love or hope for humanity, or any like good shiny thing about you that might be considered a good thing, they're attracted to that, like a beam of light, like the sunlight. Oh, this is you. They can't face this actual sun. You're the closest thing to the sun that they can possibly reach. Think about it. And so they say, well, you know what? If I can convince this person that is close to God, that that has we all got our own things, but close enough compass to doing the righteous things, to having genuine love and being a devout person and a person of integrity and a person who I can trust. Trustworthiness is very important, right? Let me take this person. Let me do a smear campaign on this person. Let me fight this person. Let me bring nothing but trauma and destruction into this person's life. So I can convince that person to start acting like me. And now here is really why they want to do this. Because they believe that if you're blessed by God and I can get you to do what I do, and we both are the same now, God has no other choice but to bless me too. Because you can't, we're both dirty now. You're gonna overlook at some point I was clean, now I'm dirty. But see, here's the difference. What the powerless peons don't understand is that it's the intention that matters. You intended to bring harm and dysfunction and a trail of disease infection into other people's lives. You made that choice. The difference between you and that person that you muddied up with your delusion, you muddied them up. They didn't intend to be that way. You infected them. Whereas the powerless peon had a decision, a crossroads. You got hurt right here. You got burnt at the stake. Boom. You mad as hell. Boom. You have a journey to go heal, or you have a journey to go be a hater. And they ain't nothing but haters, pimp. They're always hating. That's why they're always in toxic communication with you. They're always competing with you. They're always trying to touch you to get some vitamin D, some sun, some sunlight, some energy, some vitamin divinity. Okay. And they just don't understand. Why am I not being blessed? Why isn't God helping me out of my pain? Why aren't my burdens being lifted? Your burdens are not being lifted because you don't have the integrity to isolate yourself and make sure that you hear yourself so you're not infecting everybody around you. Just like when somebody get AIDS, they get so mad that they got infected. Now they just gonna go and try to kill everybody else because they want to watch everybody die. Oh, this is how the powerless peon think. Oh, so y'all want to ridicule me because I'm going through this, then how about this? How about I fuck your life up and then we gonna ridicule each other. See, it's the intentional harm. That's why they're gonna suffer great damnation and negative karmic effects for what they've done and how they participated in what this was supposed to be a harmonious state. So you want to be a virus, you want to be in disharmony and discord and disillusion and disconnected from our harmonious society and our ecosystem, then guess what? You're going to get treated like a virus and wiped up out of here. It's plain and simple. It's not rocket science. But they want to act like it's rocket science when they come with their excuses. Family, they come with their ruminating, they're reminiscing on the past, reminiscing on my childhood. You're like, no, I don't give a fuck about your broken childhood. Sometimes you got to look at a peon in their face and say, yeah, what happened to you was fucked up. But what does that have to do with today? Because they like to ruminate on past hurts and past pains, and they're looking for an enemy. They're looking for somebody to fight. They're looking for a stand-in. Oh, I got bullied back in 1702. So you know what? I'm looking at you now. You kind of look. Matter of fact, if I look at you, if I squint my eyes tight enough, yeah, it might be you. Did you reincarnate to be my enemy? Delusional. They're just looking for anybody to fight because they're fighting. Their mindscape is a war zone. There's no peace there, and you think they're fighting you. It don't got nothing to do with you. They're at war with their mind. All they see is shadow images. Is that somebody with body heat? Oh, I need to compete. That. It's fucked up, but so when you think about it like that, then their peonic behavior, it won't mean that much to you anymore. You'll stop investing so many emotions because you realize that, oh, damn, I got it way better than the peonic peon. I'm just a more qualified and qualified person because I'm a person of quality. You start to realize that. So you don't have to internalize their hatred for life, for themselves, because they're only projecting their hatred for themselves onto you. That's why they're in steady competitive and comparative, nature with you. They're always thinking about how they can one up you, and it doesn't in the one upping. They can one up you in any kind of way. Okay, let's say you decide to be vulnerable with them one day, right? And you open up about a childhood. You might do it once a year, a childhood experience. You thought it was a good moment, right? These are good sharing opportunities, right? As long as you don't trauma dump on somebody. Trauma dumping, let me tell you the difference between being vulnerable and trauma dumping. Trauma dumping is when every time a powerless peon see you, they got some negative stuff that they talk about that happened a million years ago. They're venting on you, bleeding all over you, not even trying to stitch up the wound, they're not even allowing you to stitch it up. You're like, oh my God, you're bleeding. Let me patch you up. And they're like, let me bleed. No, you know what I'm saying? That is an energy vampire and a destructive trauma dumper, right? People who are, they got some kind of, what's that, Munchausen's syndrome. I forgot that syndrome where they hurt their kids to get attention. So some people just keep reopening their old wounds to keep getting the same attention because they haven't developed themselves to the point to where they can get attention with their development, mental stages. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you might see somebody, for instance, they just got hurt, they just got cut, they just got abused or something, and they're all over the place, trauma dumping and bleeding. Okay, that's to be expected, because when somebody first get hurt or they're coming out of something traumatic, it's expected for them to go into a healing stage. But let's say you see somebody that got hurt and then they get patched up, and then you see them 2 years later, they're still sitting up there bleeding out, pulling out the stitches and want to talk to you about it over the room, knocking on your door, calling up your phone. I need a word. Can you tell? I'm going through it. It's like, hold on, where's the growth? Where's the development? So now you know you're dealing with somebody that's lacking integrity, because not only do they not want to heal themselves, they have allowed themselves to steep in there and wallow in their misery so long. Now they just want company, and that's why they at your door. And you think, oh, this person is looking out for help. This person really trusts me. This person really loves me. No, this person is really miserable and wants company. And so, because they realize that, oh, we're not the same. You're not as miserable as me. But I don't understand, because you probably even went through more than the peon and peon. You think that's gonna stop something? You think that's gonna have you think that's gonna give them the green light to be like, you know what? This person went through it too. They got through it. Maybe I can use this person as a guide or inspiration to get my shit together. Oh, no. The powerless peon is going to use that as an opportunity to say, you think you better than me? Just completely ignore your hard work, your dedication, your stick-to-itiveness. It's not my term. That's somebody else's term. Women on YouTube. She's a pastor or like a motivational speaker. But yeah, so you think you're gonna? I forgot her name though, but you think that you're gonna you think you're gonna be like some beacon of hope for that powerless peon? No, you're not. You're not gonna be a beacon of hope. You're gonna be a big blaring mirror of what they're not, of what they could never achieve, of what they could never of what they aspire to be, but what they know that they don't have the discipline and or the integrity to get to. So they're gonna slowly chip away at you. Okay. They're gonna slowly chip away at you. So not for many reasons, so they can so you can have chinks in your army. I mean your armor, excuse me. So you can have chinks in your armor. And also to break you down so they can see you heal yourself again, so they can then learn. Some powerless peons will purposely trigger you, because in their mind you are nothing but a project, and whatever that you did for yourself they can do 100 times better if only they knew what you did. So they will try to reverse engineer you, self-esteem, and or your discipline, so they can watch you rebuild yourself. They're that sick. They're that sick. Now, some of them know what they're doing, and they're probably convinced themselves there's some sort of dark magic warlock or something, and they get some kind of twisted sci-fi pleasures by dismantling you. They're leveling up, you know. But here's the truth of it, though. While they think that they've got this great aha moment, really what they're doing is continuously building karmic cycles for themselves. These are spider web. These are like similar to spider webs that are, every time they pull one out, they get attached to one. Every time they unravel you, it attaches around them. And it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and they don't feel it because it's kind of like a frog in a boiling pot. They think they're leveling up, but they're actually being boiled alive. That's why all of the chaos, when it comes to, it always comes to in the most destructive way for the powerless peon, and it comes like a flood. So they had all this amazing, they had this amazing run in their mind, right? Abusing you, fucking your ass up, disrespecting you, betraying you, going behind your back, linking up with who they think your enemies are, going on a smear campaign, being the most decrepit and despicable person on planet Pluto. And they don't realize what they're doing is they're coming into agreement with destroying themselves. Yeah. This destruction that they bring on themselves can manifest in the physical realm, or it can manifest in the spiritual realm, or it can manifest both at the same time. But which is, it can be from anything to losing losing all semblance of light, all the way just to outright death. So you got physical death and you have spiritual death. Either which one is pretty horrible, in my opinion. But when you talk to an infected person, of course, because they're operating out of their disease, they'll justify any reason why that doesn't apply to them. Mm-hmm. They're above consequences. They're above negative consequences. It's not true. So all in all, we don't want to focus. I like to bring up the behaviors, of the low-level demonics, because it's good to be aware of these things, and talk about it, because sometimes we'll be dealing with a low-level demonic energy and we know something ain't right. We can't put our finger on it, but when we start to kind of collectively identify these experiences and these behaviors and these occurrences, then we can slowly start to categorize things and come up with the right tools to fight against. But we're not going to spend our time manifesting their manifesting their futures, because we already know what their future is. We already know what their future entails. Their future entails their own curated destruction, i.e., whatever destruction and intention that they had for you is what is going to be for them 1,000 times over. Okay. And these mirror tricks that they be trying to pull, trying to escape karma, trying to escape consequences, the he say, she say, I only did this because of this, or oh, I was operating in defense. I was scared. I didn't know no better. I don't know, temporary insanity. Who knows? It don't matter what excuse they come with, just like cheaters. It don't shield them from consequences. But in their delusional mind, because their mind have been turned over to a reprobate mind, they don't think that they're gonna get away with it. And they're absolutely not. Okay. Now let's talk about What's going on for the? Let's talk about what's going on with time travel. Time travelers are going to be living life to the fullest. Straight up. The time travelers is going to be ignoring all peonic behaviors. It's completely ignoring it. It's not even. It's almost like Ray Charles for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You got your blinder. I can't see nothing. Ray Charles. I can't see it. Peonic's gonna be out here trying to do everything they can. Do everything they can to create some sort of dysfunction and disillusionment and and dysfunction in your life. You can't see nothing, huh? I get all I see is money. All I see is glitter. All I see is golden. All I see is I'm living my life to its fullest. That's all I see. See what I'm saying? The powerless peon ain't got that type of optimism. Y'all not even in the same realm. You ain't even on the same playing field. They out there playing pinochle. You playing hardcore football, baby. You out here playing just ain't even no score on the board. You ain't even taking scores. You just being the best you. Like, who's taking score? We just score every time. The fuck? We don't need scoreboards. Why do we need scoreboards? We're not competing with each other. We're just complimenting. We all here just complimenting each other. Everybody making buckets. Heisman, all that. You know what I'm saying? You playing multiple games at one time. You're not in a spirit of demotion. You're in the spirit of promotion. You're in the spirit of collaboration. We are in the spirit of communion. We're not in the spirit of competing. That's for the powerless peons over there. They try to come over here and play with the big dogs. You can't hang out with the big dogs because you're not doing anything but disrupting things. You're not complimenting anything over here. You're a major disruption. You're disorganized. Hey, honey. Okay, hold on. Let me... 1 second. How you doing? I was getting too hyped for y'all. I was getting too hyped for the babies. Was I getting too hyped for the babies? Huh? Y'all say y'all we gonna talk our shit too, huh? Not talk yours, you gonna talk you some shit too? I heard that. The birds is getting excited. Anyway, they're sitting there like, that's right, girl, hallelujah. But anyway, so yeah, you know, that's what the time travelers are doing, y'all. Time travelers are living their best lives. Okay. And asking for everything that we need from the Most High with sincerity. Okay. The time travelers aren't asking for oh, I want a band. Okay, leave that for the powerless peons. Let the powerless peons be jealous over material things. We're out here asking the Most High for things like wisdom, peace, serenity, integrity, love, collaborative communion. We're not out here asking the Most High for a Tesla so we can stun our neighbors. That's not what we're out here doing. That's not what the time travelers are about. The time travelers understand that we live in multiple timelines and dimensions at one time, and we're trying to make sure that our footsteps are ordered. Okay, so we're all harmonizing together like one big post. Okay, one big heartbeat, baby. which means what? When we see something out of post, out of sync, out of harmony, yeah, you direct your energy to destroy that and get rid of it out of your space. Expel it and don't destroy it. Expel it out of your space so it can destroy itself. Viruses destroy itself. Why do you think that they inject the same virus in you to fight the virus that's attacking you? Okay, that's metaphysics. That's science, and how it all plays a part. So let them viruses, them powerless pathetic peons, let them use them against themselves. And that's how you win, because you begin. Okay, so let me finish up and tell time travel. Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm gonna come change your water. Give me 1 second. Let me just finish telling time travelers what they need to hear about what's going on for them. Okay. Keep shining your light. Keep shining your light, time travelers. Keep. You have an inner sun. The same sun that's up there is inside of you. Let that light shine bright. Don't dim your light to make a powerless peon feel powerful. Show that powerless peon what true power is. Power is peace in motion. Okay? Not rest in peace, but peace in motion. The state of being peaceful. The state of being harmonious. We understand that bad things happen to good people. We understand that mental illnesses happen to good people. We understand that harm happens to good people. But are you choosing to stay in that disharmonious space, or are you choosing to be peace in motion? Powerful. That's powerful. When you get up after having a setback, to move forward peacefully, to not disrupt and attack or maim your surroundings, but you're getting up and doing with what you have, using what you have, dealing with what you can deal with to walk forward with integrity. Taking everybody down as you get up and kicking them off to the side so you can get something. That's not dealing in integrity. That's not dealing in faith. That's you feeling entitled to everyone else's healing because you're not healed. That's what makes you a virus. And that's why you're going to take yourself out eventually. Yeah, you might. Yeah, just like all pillagers and colonizers, that yeah, they get what they can at first, but guess what? You have to walk around with that shame forever. That's why there's negative connotations to it. You always get the negative end of the reward system. So yeah, you got a couple of scraps. Yeah, you spent on a couple of nets to get a couple of levels up, but what's the end? The end result is you your own pitfall, your own cycle of illusion. That's the end result for powers beyond. But for the time travelers, we already know that we shine our light to be a beacon of hope, not to let the powerless peon know we won't. Still shine your light, okay, and make a plan. What do you do, time travelers? You got a whole timeline. You got to walk back. You got to walk. Yeah, walk on it like a tightrope. Walk on that timeline like a tightrope. And okay, here I come. Honey. Like a tightrope to get to your next. You know, you gotta make a plan though. If you need help, just write it down. Put it on your wall. What your plan is. Give yourself a timeline. Okay, I'm gonna have this done by this day. Work towards it. Put blinders on. Get your big. I remember them glasses. They used to call them lokes. I don't know if they call them the big old black glasses. Put them on. People used to put them on like celebrities used to put them on when they go outside and want people all in their face. Cameras flashing. You know, hood divas used to put them on just to go to the bodega. You know what I'm saying? You might put them on, you know, if you're going to a concert. You don't want to be bothered. Spiritual, you got to put your spiritual lokes on. What? I don't see nothing but the cash flow. I don't see nothing but the blessings coming in. I don't see nothing but the plans manifesting. I don't see nothing. That's all I see. I don't see nothing but the blessings of God manifesting in my life. I don't see nothing but my steps being ordered by the Lord. That's all I see. I don't see your foolishness. I don't see your backbiting. I don't see your betrayal. I don't see your cheating. I don't see nothing you got for me outside and that does not align with the blessings of the Most High. And that's it. See, that's the time traveler's journey. That's what's in store for us. The powerless peon can kick rocks. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. And it's time for us to connect, energetically connect with the sun energy, with that fire, with that flame, with that purification energy, that fire flame, that flame that sparks from the inside out, that flame that's energetically connected to the sun, that spark of life, that purifier. So we can start fresh and burn all of these negative attachments away from us, burn it off of us. Some of these attachments is developing like sores on us. They trying to stick to our energy, try to stick to our timeline, trying to stick to our digital footprints, trying to, I met her once. I met him. Man, I was with him back in the day. He ain't shit. That's a negative attachment. That's somebody trying to go forth. Somebody trying to go forth beyond you and put a stain on your energy signature. That ain't about nothing. You keep shining. Keep letting your light shine. Keep shining. No, I'm not talking about stunting on nobody. I'm not talking about shining by putting somebody else down. I'm not talking about shining by trying to gather friends to go attack that person that you don't like. I'm talking about letting it shine, just really giving yourself energetically to that, to that purification stream line of energy. So that means when people see you, they don't necessarily got to know you or talk to you or touch the hem of your garment, nothing like that. But just even being aware of you, just even had seen you walk past, something about that energetic signature that you're carrying with you was inspiring to them, uplifted them, gave you some kind of semblance of hope, or put a smile on their face so they can go and face another day with what they got going on. You can't get your shine on by trying to bring somebody else down. That's not how you can shine your light. But definitely get your shine on, time travelers. That's all we do is get our shine on. Because if we can't get our shine on, shit, this shit might become The Shining. No, okay. I'm telling you, it might become The Shining home. So we don't want to go there, okay? Because different sides to this shit. So make sure we get our shine on, so we don't have to turn into The Shining out here. You know what I'm saying? Because we do live in a world of duality. We want to stay harmonious. We don't want to go into we don't want to get off into no destruction. Make sure you keep yourself protected with your prayers, with your daily devotional, with your meditating, protecting yourself, praying for others, not praying against others, okay? Look, to avoid any negative attachments, don't pray against nobody, time travelers. You either pray for somebody or just pray for God to release your burdens. That's it. And guess what? When you pray for God to release your burdens, that powerless peon is already, because if they're a part of your burdens, that powerless peon is going to be lifted. Okay? But don't be like, oh Lord, please take their job, Lord. Oh, please, Lord, take their car, Lord. Oh, please make their spouse leave them, Lord. Oh, no, that's demonic witchcraft. Okay. That's dealing in negative spell work. And there's many negative attachments that come with that. You don't want to be attached to that. I'm trying to tell you right now. You don't want it. And if you want it, you might have to go get your vitals checked. Because you probably look for some kind of devilish. Okay? Best thing to do when folk is bothering you is to completely ignore it and get in tune with the Most High, because once that fire flame come through, once that purification energy, that work come through and come manifest, you releasing your burdens off for you, it's gonna be just like in the movies. You're gonna be watching these fools turn into ash right in front of you. Okay, just you ever seen somebody with y'all gotta go. You ever seen somebody with their face cracked because they couldn't believe you made it out of the death trap that they tried to set for you? That's all you gotta do is watch God just come through and just manifest a purification in your life. And I gotta go change. I promised them I'll change their water, so let me go change their water. I might come back up later in a minute because they gave me a little time. I asked them for some time. They gave me some time, and then now I'm coming right now. Okay, so y'all be easy. I'll be back up later so we can do some more reading. All right. Log off. One second. Oh, let's see. Here we go. How do I cut it off completely? There we go. I ended live right there. Just end it. Yep. Boom. Okay, there we go.